I didn't want this. I wanted to have this big romantic moment with Grace. One I'd barely let myself dream about. But no. The Felodi's touch starvation I'd been fending off for months had been easing off slightly with Grace in my arms, but now it was back with a vengeance, burning under my skin. It hadn't felt this unbearable stateside, but having Grace just out of reach seemed to exacerbate it. "It's going to be okay," she whispered softly, and I exhaled in relief at the feel of her hands all over me, checking for injuries. Just that small amount of contact calmed my racing heart while making it pound harder at the same time. Shit, everything hurt. I'd been in less pain at Jack's place. The adrenaline that had kept me going on the rough drive here was rapidly fading. "You need a doctor, or at least first aid. Someone here must know first aid, right?" Grace asked desperately, pushing my overlong hair out of my eyes and checking my temperature again. "Riot, he has a fever. What if it's an infection? We need medication." I tried to open my mouth, tried to tell Grace not to worry, that no stupid infection was going to beat me when we were finally so close to being together. But the only sound that came out was a very unsexy zombie groan. "I'll go ask if anyone has medical knowledge," Riot replied instantly, the mattress shifting under his weight as he rushed off the bed. I heard the door shut quietly behind him, leaving Grace and me alone for the first time. "I'm so sorry, Dare. I'm so sorry," Grace sniffled, her probing touch turning soft and soothing. Another weird set of unintelligible noises came out of my mouth as I tried to soothe her. Grace's distress was so acute I swore I physically felt her anxiety. "You're hurt from the crash, but you should have never been on that plane," she replied vehemently. "You should have been with us. It's my fault you weren't. These injuries are because of me." Her fingers ran through my hair again, and even though she was kind of bumping against a sore spot on the top of my skull, I didn't want her to stop. My thoughts were hazy, but there was a weird sense of wrongness about her words that I couldn't explain, even to myself. All I'd wanted for weeks was to meet Grace. I'd felt left out, resentful even. But now that I was here, despite how garbage I felt physically, it felt exactly right. Like everything had been building toward this moment, this meeting, this point in time. Maybe the bitterness would come back later, but for now, it felt as though the fates had laid out this path just for me.